Mm-hmm.
because we've been doing things where you guys go first and then we go second. So you guys will do the Prussian portion of the 2 o'clock turn, and then we will do the French portion of the 2:20 turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, because we were kind
Okay.
of doing it that way. That way, you guys had some time to think about what you wanted to do from one section session to
Oh,
the
I haven't
next.
looked at this game since which we last stopped playing, so
Well, and I
I have
kind of
no
figured
idea
that
what I.
might, I kind of figured that might be the case. So um, it'll be a chance for all of us to kind of get reacquainted with where things are. So we've got, we're
Can
using
we go
our,
over that? Can we go over the rule again about there were certain Prussian units that had to like make a morale check or something before they moved or something or
yeah,
changed form.
no, so yeah, before they changed formation. So a number of the Prussian battalions are rather, how would you say, not terribly well trained.
Yeah.
So any of the ones that have an F on them, they're your fusiliers. They are well trained. They can go into line formation. They can do all of the sort of changes at the regular cost.
Uh-huh.
But your Landwehr units and the first and second battalions of the sort of regular infantry regiments are not so well trained. And so, what you have to do for them is if you're going to take them out of column and put them into line, and I think it's only really them going into line that seems to be the issue, they're going to have to roll the dice, one single six sided die, and that's going to let you know how many movement points it's going to cost for them to change formation. So normally it only takes one movement point to change from, say,
But you
column
you
to
roll
line.
for the whole stack, and then the highest roll is the best one.
No, so the idea is the Prussian infantry. So I'll just read it here real quick. Not the Fusiliers or the Schutzen Company that wish to enter line may do so, but must roll a die to determine the number of movement points the formation change will require. So, say for example, you move a unit that has 7 movement points, and you move it 3 movement points, and then you want to change into line formation. And then you roll the dice, and you won't roll one single die, and if it has that many movement points remaining, then it changes. There's no problem. There's no morale check or anything like that. Um, so, say for example, you move it 3, you've got 4 movement points left, and you roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the six-sided die. Cool. You use up the remaining movement points. If you rolled a 1, it only cost 1 to change formation. You still have movement points left. But say you rolled a 5, well, you don't have 5 movement points. So that's when you
I
would
see.
make a morale check to see if the unit um, is able to change into line. If it passes the morale check, then you're in line. You've used up all your movement points. You stay where you're at. If you fail, then you're going to disorder and move
Okay,
back
I
like
get
you
it.
normally would. Yeah.
So you just say I'm gonna want to change these guys to line. You roll if there's enough movement points left. So if you roll, let's say you had 3 movement points left, and you rolled a 5, you'd have 8 movement points, and then you could easily change into line.
No, 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 no. What it means is the number that you roll. That's how many movement points it costs to make the formation change. So normally it only costs
Oh, I
one
see.
movement point to change formation, right?
Okay.
So this is why generally what you'd want to do is at
Do
the
it before you
before
move.
you move, roll the die and see what's left, kind of a thing. Um, but if you move them up and then you've only got 1 or 2 movement points left, and then you
Not
roll
work.
and then you want to put them in the line, if you roll badly, it could then trigger a morale test. Um, So it all depends kind of on what you're trying to get
Where
done.
is that rule? I was trying to find it. I
It's
couldn't
on
find it.
page 6 of the special rules. It's under item number 8, Hohenzollern infantry restrictions.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so it only affects your sort of less capable line infantry, and of course your very much incapable Landwehr units.
Oh, we got to fix all our. We got to put Fs on all our units.
Yeah,
I'm doing a special marker. I'm gonna just hit them with a special marker, and then after the time limit is over, we'll figure it out.
Okay, there you go. All right, so that's for in line. Okay.
right. And so
All
it
right,
doesn't
I got
change. It doesn't cost anything. So if they want to go to line to column, or they want to go from line to skirmish, or whatever else they could change into,
only
it
going
only
into
costs
line.
one movement point. The only issue is them changing from column to line
The line, because they're totally
because they're
untrained.
not
I
very
understand.
well
Yeah.
trained. Yeah.
What's the line? What's the line? Oh, do we line up behind each other? That's it. One column, so the
Yes.
ball can go right through all our heads at once. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for explaining that because I forgot that.
Yeah. No worries.
Alrighty. Okay.
All
Al,
right.
do you wanna go meet in our room?
Go in our secret room.
Wherever it
Okay,
is.
secret room.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the coalition headquarters.
Oops. Okay, hold on.
All right. David, are you still there?
I certainly am.
Hooray. Well, it's kind of nice to get back to this game and see what we can
Yeah,
do.
I've forgotten all the rules now.
Well, the key is going to be, well, it's just the premier rules, so it's more or less, you know, um, launch your charges, but they don't get resolved until the melee phase at the end of all the movement. Um, and then, you've got your usual firing, assaults. Um, so it's pretty much move and kill. So as I recall, we were generally kind of pushing. I think you were going to put some pressure there on Ligny or around the edges of Ligny. And I've got a bunch of guard artillery coming up towards the center.
And just slowly move up that artillery and blast away at them, and maybe we can.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of, and then kind of just put some pressure, kind of see if we can't avoid a lot of the fighting of the Saint Amans just by kind of turning them out and going around Longli there. So just kind of see maybe about kind of maneuvering them out of that position potentially. So I think that we just kind of keep sticking with that and see where it goes. I just have to kind of get a sense of where stuff is. I got a bunch of skirmishers out higgly piggly everywhere. So I'll be able to get some shots at people this turn. Somewhere, I'm sure he's got people. And what else?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got skirmishers in front of Ligny there, so I'm probably just going to bring up that line of infantry and see if I can push one at least. Just think that we're going to concentrate there or whatever and stuff. And
yeah, and what you'll do is to kind of clear off those obscure markers. We've got to I think you have to assault the unit, and then once you've assaulted it, regardless of how the assault goes, then they'll be the marker will be removed. And as I recall, let's see here, unless you are in truly your order, if you're just assaulting it with your infantry, say in line or in column, they will have a -6 for assaulting a obscured marker. So that's the only thing that you would kind of keep in mind as you come up there. But he's only got, it looks like only a handful that are obscured. I think you can charge them with your cavalry too. Cavalry may charge into, but not through cultivated ground. So some of those guys are right there on that are in cultivated. So unless they're in skirmish order, they wouldn't be able to retire back into the village per se. In which case,
I guess that the way they're positioned there, that those are all skirmishers out front.
yeah, they're either skirmishers or they're in line. I don't know what the Prussians have out there. I mean, it looks like he's got some stuff that's in skirmish order that we can see, but some of the ones that aren't, can't tell necessarily what it is just yet. So
They're flipped and facing a hex side. They're skirmish, right?
yeah, they're going to be facing not a hex side, but a vertex.
Well, it depends on their size, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they are,
Well,
if they're,
is that what's he in? He's in
that
skirmish.
should be in skirmish order, right? He's flipped over. He should be, and those guys should be facing a hex vertex instead of a hex side.
Okay, so even if they're in skirmish in a single hex, they should be facing a vertex.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need them to correct that then.
Yeah. The fact that they're upside down kind of gives you an idea that they're in skirmish order, but we still need to know kind of which way their facings are, just for the sake of having that kind of sorted out. So
What are all these dice things out there?
I think Albert was putting them there for, I don't know what for, like to mark people that were going to change formations or something. So the idea would be that he would, I don't know, move them and then roll for their movement points. Although that's hard to do, because then you can't remember how much they moved. I mean, it doesn't take that much just to roll for them during the movement phase. I think you should probably do that.
We've already given them 15 minutes, right, for their move now?
Yeah, they have 15 minutes to execute their movement.
It should be. It should be about 8 minutes right this time, because they've had a whole month and a half to figure out what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, I suppose that is true. Although, to be honest with you, I haven't looked at the map or anything,
No,
since
I haven't either.
I think the last time we played this was the 8th of August.
Yeah, it's been a
So,
little bit.
yeah, because I think Robert was busy, and then Albert was out of town on his trip, and then we were at Consim, and then we had Labor Day, and we had all kinds of other holidays. So yeah, it's been a while since we've had a chance to play. Well, is everybody back?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. All right.
Oh,
Do
cool.
you guys have some charges to declare?
No, I'm not going to charge.
Okay. Robert, did you have any charges?
Yes, I have the secret reserve cavalry, guard cavalry off the board.
Oh,
They have
okay.
40 movement points.
All
I
right.
like that. I thought you were going to have the special trapdoor spider cavalry unit that pops up just randomly in the middle of the French lines and attacks.
Oh, these are coming from Villerettes, and they're just going to come sweeping behind and destroy that line that's near Ligny. But okay.
Perfect. Well,
But I haven't
we're
designed
ready
the
to
counters
take him.
yet. So.
We're ready to take him. All right. So probably the best thing for us to do is kind of go into separate spaces.
Yeah.
So,
So
Albert, why
Dave,
don't you and I stay in the lobby, and David and
go to room
Robert
1.
can go to room 1. All right.
Okay.
So where did you want to start your movement, Albert?
Okay. I'm going to start it with, you see I have placed little blue markers on people. I'm going to try and change formation
Oh, okay.
that are not the regular guys. So we'll just leave all those dudes to last.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I think those guys, and I will start, I think I'll start with my reinforcements.
Okay.
And
so you up on the road, or are you
up on the road? The guys that I'll be moving are they're up here.
Okay.
And this,
all right.
Okay.
Go ahead and start moving them.
Okay. So where are we starting? It's 8:50, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So at 5 after, we'll call it quits.
4, 5, 6.
And so remember that the trails are only they're 1 movement point. They're not half.
Okay, so that's 1.
So yeah.
2, 3, and then I got to go 4, 5, 6, 7.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we made this mistake at when we were playing Mont Saint Jean. We thought that the little trail things were roads. And because and then we're like, oh, the Prussians have gone a lot further than they, somebody said, are you sure those are roads? And so we had to pull it up, and sure enough, they're trails. And so we had made a mistake where we pushed them a little too far, too fast.
Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, and then 4.5, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. There's cavalry after that. That all belongs to my friend and ally. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to the Saint-Amand des Chateaux.
Okay.
Chateau and start there. Okay. So I'm going to clone them. Okay. Those guys. So I'm going to move him up. I'm going to move him into this column.
Can you flash where you're at? Oh, okay.
I'm going to move him into line.
Okay.
Let's see.
And so he's a fusilier, so he can. It only costs him 1 movement point. Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about it. Oops. Okay. And these guys these guys here are Jaegers right there. And they came back. So I'm going to take them up to 1, 2, 3, and it costs them to go across the stream plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And their movement.
They should be like 8 or something, right?
I'll flip them over.
Well, they're
Yeah.
numbers, yeah. They're actually
So
9.
flip them over again. And they're going to go into here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's those guys. Then these guys are going to flip over and go into here. And this guy, will be see what he does. Right now, we don't know what he's going to do. This guy right here, because I'm going to try and flip him across the river with him. And let's see, these guys, there's that Fusiliers, or who is that? That's Fusiliers. So they're going to change formation, or just they're going to rotate counterclockwise or clockwise. Okay.
Okay.
This guy will kind of rotate clockwise.
Okay.
Okay. These guys, they're not in. I guess you couldn't fire at me with those guys. I'm gonna. Well, I'll put a
Where are you
special way right there.
at? Oh, okay. So yeah, so
Okay.
if you, I mean, right now,
I'm
I
gonna
think
try
they
and
are.
I'm gonna try and change their formation. So it'll take place in a minute. Let's see.
Well, they're
And these.
Jaegers or they're Schutzen, so they can,
Okay.
and if you're not moving anywhere, you have, even if you rolled a 6, you'd still have enough movement points to get them to change in a line if that's what you wanted to, or put them into skirmish.
Oh, if they're just staying in the same place, I guess I can automatically do it. Maybe. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's only like
Okay.
if you burn up part of your movement and then you rolled badly. But if they're, I mean, if they have a movement point of 6 and you're not going anywhere, then it's pretty easy to change their formation.
All right. Gotcha. I got you. Whoops. I just eliminated my unit. I'm bringing. Okay. All
It's a
right.
premonition.
No, I'm not going to buy that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This guy. So yeah, I think that's going to help. Because most of my guys, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not moving anywhere, it's easy just to change their formation.
Okay. Let me see what I got here with these guys. Let's see. Okay. Two. And I'll put a marker on those guys.
Well, just go ahead and roll for them now.
Well, it takes up my time, Derek.
Well, how much more stuff were you maneuvering?
I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of
okay.
going up. So let's see. One going into where artillery into cultivated is 2. Or no, it's 2. Yeah. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 4, 5, 4. Well, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'll keep them right there for now.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 4, 5. I feel more and more like John Minich here.
Well, it's been a while since you've played. We can all be slightly more forgiving.
6, 7. Maybe I'll move them. 1, 2. And Okay, let's see. So 2 batteries, three, heck,
So,
three,
so, so
increments of hex.
stacking is 4 increments of artillery, right? So you could have 2
Okay.
batteries of 2 increments stacked together. You don't need a leader since we're playing premier rules.
All right. Okay. And I'll put this guy. I got too many there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see now. What else have I got around here? Okay. I guess that's all the artillery I'm going to have. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll try this guy now too. I'm going to roll for him. So it's 1 die, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, I rolled
it
a
costs
2.
2 movement points.
Okay, so I flip him over to the line. Oh, wait a minute, not line. But he might be, no, he's not a Fusilier, so. So I move him into line. And then, what's that thing? Oh, he's only a 2. Okay, so then I'm going to move. So it costs 2. I think I can get into there. With the rest of
Yeah,
them.
because you're moving across the stream, which is +2, into cultivated. So it's going to cost you 4 to move into. Oh, you're moving him into the woods? So why did you bother to put him in line, Albert, since he's going into general order terrain when he goes in the woods?
That's a good question. Good question.
So it costs 4 points for him to go.
I'll move him. I'll move him into this hex.
Yeah, he can because there's only leaders there. So
yeah,
there he is.
Okay.
So that would have taken 6 movement points, 2 to form into line, and then 4 to move into that hex.
Let's see if I've got any more dudes around that need. Oh, let's see these guys up here. Okay, they're good. Oh, I'm gonna put them in. No, they're in line already.
Who's that?
These guys up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So now let's see. 1, 2.
So you still have this chap here, that Jaeger that's there. And you've got somebody down here that's got a little blue dye on them.
1, 2. Now I'm going to try out on this guy right here. I moved him across, so he might not have enough. He's got
4.
that was into cultivate 4,
Yeah.
so I've got to get a 2 or less to get it done.
Yeah.
So he can't do it.
No, so make a morale check. If he passes the morale check, then it will form into line. If he fails, he just disorders back 3 hexes.
Oh, I've got to do that, huh?
Yeah.
If he fails, huh?
So make a morale check for him.
Okay.
Right. So he's here, right? So you move him into the hex, and then he disorders. So you're going to move him back 3 hexes. So from here, it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, something like that. And you mark him disordered.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just need to roll for these 2 guys that were adjacent to him and see if they stick around or they do their sort of cascading.
But that wasn't worth it at all. Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Well,
This guy, the only guy who was adjacent to him is this guy.
Well, so what happened was he moves into, so he was here and he moves there, and then he tries to form a line here, right? So he disordered here, and so you've got a landwehr here and a landwehr there. So just roll for him, see what happens. You got more landwehr where that came from, so
34. Yeah, let's see, flip him over. Yeah, he's okay.
He passed, so he's fine.
Okay, the next guy. Boy, I can't really. Same as, okay. So it's got to be, it's equal. That was equal.
Yeah, so we're playing with the premier rules. It has to be above the number. So if he's got a 33, you would have needed to roll a 34. So he's just going to disorder and move back
1, which is all he can move.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a mistake. I'm not going to do that again where he's next to somebody and he tries that because that's a fool's errand.
Yeah, well, and so that's why you just have to, it might take you 2 turns to get the guy in the right place. So you might have to move him up, and then the next turn you would put him into line, would be one way of kind of approaching it. So, all right, did you have anything else that was left? Because we're getting close.
Those guys, the Fusiliers there. Okay.
Yeah, they're fine. They don't need to roll for anything that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. So you did have one guy with a blue die down here by the Saint Amand Chateau. So I didn't know if you were doing something with him or.
No, it's the same thing. I'm just moving him 1. I can automatically do him.
Yeah, because he didn't move anywhere.
He didn't.
So just go ahead and change. So if you're going to put him in line, so I'll get a shot at you as you change formation from column to line. So
hold on. I'm not sure I want to do that because I was doing it for guys that were not, and I didn't notice. And you had a guy there, so I'm going to move back.
Skirmishers adjacent to you.
I'm moving back to there.
Okay.
I don't want to give the free shots. You're too good with skirmishers.
My skirmishers, they're okay. They're just okay.
All right.
All right. You got everything else done? You still had a little blue die underneath this Jaeger up here.
Jaegers don't need it.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's only got 1 increment anyway.
Oh, he's also right in your. He's in your thing, so I'm not gonna give you a free shot at him either.
Okay.
But I can't get that Jaeger. I can't get that thing out of there.
Oh, the little blue die or something?
No, I'll move him. Okay. So he was in. So, whoops. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Are we ready for our defensive fire then?
Yeah, let's go with it.
All right. So we'll start right here where that little Jaeger guy is. So I've got 5, and I think my fire is times. What is my fire? Times 4.
Fire.
So it's going to be 20, and your fire defense in
Your fire in the line is 3, Eric.
I'm not in line. These guys are in skirmish, right?
Skirmish, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they're firing at your guys that are in column in the cultivated. So
4.
it's
You're
going to
4.
be 20 to 8. So it's going to be 2.5 to 1. Let's roll the dice and see what we get. 24 at 2.5 to 1. I don't think that is good enough. Nope, it's not. Okay. Moving on down the line. These skirmishers here can fire on those guys there. I don't know what formation they're in, because I can't see. They're marked as obscured for me. But they
are in a line.
Okay, so I've got 10, and I guess you're facing this vertex?
No, you got a flank shot.
Firing into your flank. Okay, so I've got 10 to 6, 1.5 to 1, and that's a miss. All right, and then I've got these guys can fire here. I don't know what you have there.
I've got somebody in skirmish formation there.
Okay, so they're going to have
They're Jaegers in skirmish.
Yeah, so they're going to have a defense of 16. So let's see what I've got. I've got 20 to 16. So that's a 1-to-1 shot. And that's a miss. All right, and that's a shooting there. Then we move over here. These guys can take a shot there, I guess. And I don't know what you are just in a village there. So you're going to have a defense of 8. And I've got 4 times 4. I've got 16 to 8. I've got a 2-to-1 shot there. 55 at 2-to-1. That's going to be a hit.
Okay. Okay.
And then
I don't have to check.
Yeah, I think you're checking. The Prussians are checking on the first hit. Yeah.
Odds.
Yeah, they're odds, and the French are even, I believe, or maybe I'll have to double check what they are. I can't remember. All right, and then I'll have. Well, these guys are what? They're in a church, it looks like.
They're in a special structure.
Yeah, so they're going to have a defense of 20.
20.
And I've got how many increments here? So I've got 24. So I've got a 1-to-1 shot on those guys. And that's a miss. And then I'll have these guys fire here. And so that's going to be another 24 to... your guys are skirmishers. So 24 to 16. 1.5 to 1. 65. That's going to be a hit. So one of your little Jaeger companies got greased.
Yeah. Okay. He goes off.
So just kind of put him in the dead pile. I think we had.
Where is the dead pile?
I think we
were. We're keeping it in the morale levels.
Yeah, that's as good a place as any.
Oh, I want to know where we keep all the others. Okay, let's see. He is second corps. Yes. I'll put him on the line here.
I don't know where the morale levels are. Prussian counters, morale levels. That's the French morale levels. Maybe it's everyone's. Oh yeah, everyone's morale levels are there. I was looking for like a Prussian flag that had the morale levels, but I guess they're all there. So yeah, and it's not going to affect the morale level anyway because he's a company. It's only battalions that affect it.
Oh, he
Okay.
gets the fire back though. Let's not forget him.
No, he doesn't, because with the premier rules, it's the defensive fire happens first.
Oh,
You take all your losses, and then you fire
right.
back in the offensive
That's
fire.
right. That's right.
So
Okay.
fifth
Okay.
edition is simultaneous, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So here we go. So I'll fire back. Now I assume that's all we got for you, right?
That's the only thing I've got that's adjacent.
Okay.
So we've done all
Yeah.
of our
So
stuff.
we'll take.
So where do you want to start?
We'll start right here. And my guy is I got to flip him over and see what he is. He's just a 1. So he's times Jaegers are times 4. Jaegers.
Russian Jaegers are times 3.
Jaegers times 3.
Yeah.
Times 3. So 3 to. That's not going to even register.
Well, but you can always.
I think I'll
you can
add
always
in.
fire at 1 to 3.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
you
going
can-
to add in. These guys fire as a square.
Yeah.
I'll add in at 8 increments, or how many are there? Let's see.
Looks like there's 8 increments.
There's 8, so I can add in 8 increments plus the 3.
Well, so you guys are times 2 and square, so you have 16 divided by
Oh.
3, so you're going to have 5. So you'll
5,
have
eh?
8 to 16 firing on that hex.
Okay,
So
here we
it's a
go.
1 to 2 shot, and that's a
Oh,
miss.
nothing. Okay, so now we move around to here.
Yep.
So I've got these guys are in line. So I've got 2. I've got the Slutzen in line.
They are times 4.
That's
And then
8.
your Landwehr are 1.5. So that's another 3 points. So you'll have 11 points for that hex, and then you'll have
Yeah.
another 5 for that. So you'll have 16 to 16. You'll have a 1-to-1 shot there,
Yep. Okay.
and that's a miss.
Oh, man. Okay. Now we move around to okay, this hex right here,
Yep.
and this Slutzen is
So he's a Jaeger, so he's times 3.
he's times 3,
and then
so he's
then
he's
whatever
6.
then whatever the
6 and 5, I think, is what we figured out for that guy. For 8, it's going to turn out to be 5.
Well, so this is not a special structure. This is just village. So this is
Oh,
just
okay.
whatever his.
All right, I can fire all of him then.
Yeah, so
Because
whatever his
fired.
whatever his printed value is, he's in column.
Yeah, because I used in this hex, I used this guy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so this guy is going to be printed. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me see what he is. Okay, he's 6.
So you'll have 6 plus 6. You'll have 12 to 16. So just
Okay.
shy of 1-to-1.
Okay. Nope.
And nope, that is a miss.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm damn empty here. Okay, let's see. No shots to speak of there, except I do have this infantry unit or this artillery unit right here.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what's there. I'm going to fire on these guys.
Okay. So you're at
And,
medium range, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Range
Yeah,
of
that
5.
would be. That'll be an 8 to a
8 to 6, 1-to-1.
8 to 6. Yeah.
And that's an 11.
Boy. Okay. Let's see. I got to put a black marker on him or a fire marker on him. How are we doing that?
Why are you putting a marker on him?
Oh, that's right. This is Premier. There's no
Yeah, we're not
ammunition.
keeping track of ammunition. I don't think you set the hex on fire. I think that there's something about stuff's catching on fire if you roll something, but I thought that was only villages. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Well,
if
if
you
he's
were in
in
a
a
village, if that was in a village, it would have triggered you would have set the village on fire, but it's cultivated hex, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm pretty much using the setting things on fire. I've got that in my wilderness game. It's very similar to the Labatt rule,
Yeah,
but they're
All right.
not used. Now I've got some more.
of course.
Okay, let's go after this. Let's fire on this hex.
Okay.
So I've got this guy with 7 or 8. So he fires 7 out of there. What's the limit? 4 or 4?
So if he's
Limit
in line,
4.
it's 4 increments, and if he's
4
if
increments.
he's a typical sort of musketeer or whatever else, they're firing at ×2. So you could have 8, and then
8?
I don't from that hex you've got 8, and then this guy I think you said was in skirmish order. So I don't know how many increments are there since it's obscured.
That's 2 increments times Jaegers times 3.
So it's 6. So you're going to have 14.
I got 14 to 16.
to 16.
Not
Just
quite
shy of
enough.
1. Nope.
I'll go without killing a single guy of yours. I don't think this guy here can do anything.
You can if you roll a 65 or 66.
Okay, we'll just check.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's, I don't think I have any artillery up here.
Nope. You got some Jaegers, though.
I got
You
some
could
Jaegers
fire.
that could fire out at that guy.
Yeah.
You didn't fire.
Well, I can't fire at you because you're not adjacent to me, but you could fire. You could combine these guys and fire at this hex, for example, or that hex, for example.
Yeah, I don't have any Slutzen.
No,
okay.
so it's just the regular.
Well, I might as well fire. I got 3.
You got, looks like
4.
4 increments.
I've got 6
gonna
increments
be-
total
6 increments there?
in both hexes.
Oh, so this looks like it's got
There's
3
six-
increments there,
6,
right?
3 increments.
And there's 3 increments here?
Yeah,
Oh,
3
cool.
increments.
Okay. Yeah, so you
So I
got,
got
6
6
times
altogether.
3, you got 18, and then you're going to be halved. So it's going to be 9 to 14.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, good time to use up bad rolls.
Yeah. And you set
Okay.
they were dropping, burning matches all over the place as they were shooting there. If we
Yeah,
were if we
nothing.
were at Quatre Bras, you would have set half of the fields of Quatre Bras on fire.
Well, that was a much ado about nothing. I think you got 1 kill and I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're
Okay.
going to change that this coming turn. It's all going to change.
All right. So let's see if I have any. Let me look and see if I have any assaults. Okay. I'm looking around here. Some of your guys are not. You got generally outnumber me. Right there. No. Can't tell if that's in it. That's a special structure, I think. Nope, it's not.
Nope, that's just your those guys were just there. It was the it's just a village. The only one that's a special structure is that church there. And then you've got this little walled farm up there, I think. And those are the only ones I could recall that were special structures in that part of the universe.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's 2. There's a walled farm there and a walled farm there, and then the church is there.
If the Prussians are in any structure, it's a special structure because we are special.
Yeah, they are special. It's the
I'm not
They-
going to go.
they put the special in Special Olympics with their
Okay.
land.
No,
units.
You only got these guys that can skirmishers that can outrun me, so
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you've got a few people that are disordered, and you've got some people that are routed. So
Okay.
Hey Al,
Yeah?
I moved that artillery toward from in toward from Ligny, that one that was up on the road. You didn't
Oh,
have
okay.
enough points to deploy it.
Oh, guys that I moved down there, you moved them away. Oh, no. Okay. See,
No,
these guys right here, you did not. Where were the guys you moved? Those are the guys.
they were these ones here. So he was saying
Yeah,
they were up here. He moved them down here, and then you deployed them, but
they didn't
they'd
have enough
already
movement
moved.
points
Yeah.
to do that.
Oh,
So
you wanted to move them?
No, he'd
oh
already
yeah,
moved
I
them.
moved them down there, and then you can
You can-
unlimber them next turn.
So they did a double move. Is that right?
Yeah,
They
yeah, that's
did.
what happened.
That's another special. We need to do that, David, when we're moving our French units. We need
Let me
to
see
do
if
that.
I
I
have.
thought the guard could do that, can't they?
Let me try and
with the
recreate
marching
where they
band.
were.
Well, don't worry about it, Al.
flip them over right there.
Yeah,
That's where.
just go ahead and limber them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they started right up in there somewhere. I don't know, remember exactly where, but
Yeah. So that you know that next turn you could just unlimber them and they'll be ready wherever
Okay.
you want them.
They're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. I think these guys did not flip like I wanted them to.
flip the top one.
Yeah, I didn't have them all highlighted, I
You're
guess.
gonna lasso them.
All right.
You're channeling your. So you were playing a game with John, right? Which game were you
Yeah.
playing? You doing?
With John Minich,
Yeah.
Mont St. Jean, Regs game.
Oh, okay. How's that going so far?
So far, it's we're just entering kind of the combat right now.
Okay.
I'm basically moved up the first corps into what's that town where Platelet, Patelet,
Right,
or,
Papelet.
the
Yeah.
one on the side there.
Yep.
I have the Young Guard and the Third Corps moving up to that town there south of that,
Okay.
and then I have the first one division of the First Corps attacking kind of from the flank, and I have the other divisions in between La Haye Saint and that town.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
then the Second Corps is moving up to the other side of La Haye Saint to
Okay.
form a line up there. And I have a couple of cavalry units. One thing that he did that really caused havoc was he put his cavalry, he had some cavalry, big cavalry guys in skirmish,
Right.
and he had one guy in skirmish in 4 hexes, and he could fire out of that in the regs. That unit can fire full strength from in each 4 hexes.
Huh.
So he really hurt my infantry with that, but I have run him off.
Yeah. You just
and
charge
routed
with your
them,
light
so-
cavalry. Yeah. All right. Are
Well,
you ready to
yeah.
roll for your routed and disordered people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, I'll do these guys up at the top first. So
These
they're in
guys
my
here?
screen. Yeah. Okay, we'll do them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna keep running.
Continues. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 to there. Okay. Okay, this guy over here.
Okay. Oh, why don't you do this one here? You've got another routed one that's right there.
Oh, okay. All right.
There.
Okay. He's good. Okay, and he's back. Okay. They come back in column, don't they?
That's correct.
Okay. Then I go to this stupid move here.
Okay.
Made 46.
They're fine. That's going to be a 43, and they got a morale, I think, of 33.
Yeah,
right?
30,
So they're
30
fine.
something. Okay, the other guys,
Oh, they're going
12.
route.
They're going to route. Okay. So 1. Oh boy.
Yeah, so you're going to have to
Oh, I'm
take
gonna route everybody. Can I go here? Let's see, can I go here? That's not gonna help. Okay. Well, that will help.
I think. Well, it means those guys have to make them around.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll try. I think I'll go back this
So
way. So
it costs the same. It costs 2 points.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many did they go? One full, 1.5
No, they
times.
go their full movement.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So this would be 2, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that puts them there. So then you just need to
All right.
roll for those chaps, and then
All
roll
right.
for those chaps.
Self-destructed. One would try and move into line. Self-destructed the entire line here. Okay, we'll try this guy first.
Okay. He doesn't
He's
care.
okay. And this guy,
Oh, he's
and
going to
he's-
disorder.
he's going to disorder. So 1, 2, 3. And
So nice. The Prussians are doing all the work for us.
Prussians are doing the Prussians are self-destructing. And now I'll go down here for these guys.
Okay.
I'll do this guy. And I think he's
41. He's probably should be okay. I think those guys had decent morale.
flip. Yeah, he's
he's
fine.
So just put
Okay.
him in column.
Okay. And let me wait a minute. This is what I want. Hold on. All right. I got somehow a disorder back on him. I don't know how that happened. Oh, somebody's. I've got to get. Hold on. I got to go to preferences, and somebody's flipping me around here. No, I don't know what caused that. Okay, so now the other guy,
Okay.
and he got
He's happy.
He's good too.
So then just put him in.
All right. Okay. So what happened over there, Dead Bob?
Just moved a bunch of stuff. Bring
Did
in
you?
more cannon fodder up. So I put more stuff in Ligny and moved
Okay.
some cavalry and moved everything else. We still don't have everything on that's supposed to be on, but we're getting close.
Oh yeah, you got a whole
When
bunch
do
of
we-
stuff coming.
When do we check for the Fourth Corps?
I think it at the 240 turn,
I do
Okay.
put a
because
marker
that'll
on
be
that.
an hour from when we had the first cannonage starting around the 140 turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay.
All right. Okay.
All
So
right.
now
So
is
I'm
it-
going to move the clock forward to the 220 turn, and that's what's up with that. Let me check my preferences so I'm not bouncing around with people. General. Okay. Yeah. Every now and again the map kind of moves whether you like it or not. All right, so it's the start of the French 220 turn. And so then the question always is, do we want to do some charges? So David, did you have any charges you wanted to declare?
No, not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay, and I don't have any yet. I'm waiting for my heavy cavalry to come thundering up the line. So in the meantime, we will refrain from doing anything too terribly exciting. All right, so that means it is movement time. Are you ready to do your movement, David?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I feel the same way. I'm like, oh yeah, somewhere here there's stuff for us to move or do or attack or some kind of a thing. So, all right.
We don't have anybody new coming in this turn, do we?
We don't have anything. I mean, we have an opportunity to roll for some reinforcements, but we don't need to do that until as late as the 4 o'clock turn. And then, you know, at 5 o'clock or something like that, there's we could roll for another set of possible reinforcements. So, but there's no point in rolling for those at the moment, since they can't show up until, you know, 4 o'clock or whatever at the earliest. So, all right.
Okay, yep, I see it there. All right. Yep.
Okay.
Works.
So if you and Rob want to bounce down to the other room, Albert and I can stay here and do our movement.
Back to 1 here.
Back to 1.
All right. So it looks like it says 7:35 approximately. So 15 minutes, that's going to be 7:50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So let's get started. So I've got this heavy cavalry that's down here. We're just going to move those guys up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, and 10, and 10. Gotta get those guys in the right hex. Okay, good. And then let's see what we need to do. We've got some guns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, bring those guys up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put those guys there for the moment. Okay. So that's kind of what's going on in the back. Now we're up here by Wang Li. So I'm going to move forward. So I'm going to prolong these guns, and I'll prolong those, and I will go ahead and have these guys here, and this guy will go into whoops. He'll go into line and advance. Oh, I don't know that he can. Maybe he can. I don't know. He'll go there. And then this guy is going to go here.
Okay. So what did he go? Let's go back to that. Oh well, let's address it.
Here, he wasn't. I mean,
address it at the end of your move.
Yeah, I mean he's either in column or line. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. All right, over here now we got a bunch of stuff. Well, right, this guy is going to come that way. It's really weird that it's It's not turning everything, but that's okay. Okay. All right.
What's the maximum number of increments you can have in line in a hex?
You can have up to 18, right? But
Only
you
four-
can
but
only 4 can fire out.
Only 4 can fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
in clear, 18 is the stacking limit.
Okay, great. Thanks. So I'm right.
All right, now down here we've got the guard. We want to keep pushing them forward, so we'll prolong those guns and prolong those guns.
Do we have a penalty if the guard get involved early? We don't have that,
No,
huh?
there's no penalty for it. And in fact,
is-
it's interesting because when I was talking with Ed, kind of doing a post-mortem on the Waterloo game that I had been playing, he had made a comment that the who are they?
The guard.
Yeah, that
The old guard.
yeah, that the old
The old
guard,
guard. The middle guard.
yeah, was actually Napoleon had plans of using it right away. So in the past, it would have been the sort of thing that he would have, held in reserve. But he actually, his intention was to try to get it in early. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, I didn't know that either because when I played John in this game, I was under the restriction that I had to keep it. I couldn't activate it until 7 p.m. Which
Yeah.
was a big, was quite a difference.
Yeah, and that's probably not a bad kind of a rule to have, just only because you don't know what's really going to happen.
See, they're just going to come right up and whack me, huh?
Well, potentially whack you. That's such a strong term. So, but yeah, that's the. So I thought that was interesting because I had not heard that previously. But apparently Ed had come across some stuff indicating that it looked like Napoleon's idea was to try to deploy the guard more rapidly or more earlier than he would have. And although it's not the sort of thing that the guard's going in, I mean, without other stuff getting engaged. But generally speaking, I'm not going to be throwing the guard right in off the bat. It's the sort of thing where things need to get softened up. So, although kind of looking at stuff with the Waterloo game that we were playing at Consim, I was thinking, I was thinking like,
Yeah.
oh well, this is interesting. It could be the sort of thing where you have the guard all on its own, plus the French cavalry might be able to take out the British single-handedly. You might not need to
Yeah.
use any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm just it's firing at ×5 and ×4 and everything else, and so it stands toe to toe. Plus, it doesn't care about the British rifles shooting at it because it doesn't have a morale, so it doesn't have to make a morale check. I mean, there's I was joking with somebody who's just like, oh, these are like cyborgs. They're like robots. you can do anything you want to them, and they don't care. They just keep coming and coming and coming, kind of a thing. So
Yeah. I mean, in the game I'm playing with John, if I activate him, it gives victory points to him.
right, and you must be using the whatever the rules are for the regs that have that
Yeah.
that have
Right.
that sort of condition to it. So
Hmm.
all right, well, I've kind of moved everything I want to. I'll move Napoleon up. There you go. You can now take a shot at him.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the guard marching band. Gonna throw them in. They're the next big
Yeah,
thing.
there. I have no answer for the guard. I mean, right now, I mean, if the old guard comes in, if they come in right away, I mean, I can hit them with artillery, but they can just, they can just crash in there. I got a lot of cavalry to hit. The cavalry's not going to do a very good job against them
Well,
because of,
actually, I mean, when I was playing the Mont Saint Jean game, um, uh, um, the cavalry that I had kind of backstopping the British line was one of the few things that could actually kind of counter the guard. I mean, it didn't actually do much, but it stopped them from moving further forward, kind of a thing.
it kind
So
of
yeah,
forced them to go into square, I
no,
guess.
it did. They could care less about going into square.
They just stayed okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So I'm
yeah.
tempted to try maybe a sample game where it's just the guard against the universe, and see if they can crack the British line all on their own. I with all of their artillery and having the cavalry, I think they stand a good chance. So, all right, I'm more or less
Yeah.
done with my movement. I didn't have anything else really that I wanted to shove around at the moment.
All
So,
right. Okay.
so
Let's
you've
start
got some
down.
defensive fire. You've got some
Okay.
down south, and you've got some up north.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just start down here, I guess.
Okay. So as I
And
think
we
we
have,
figured out, this guy's worth 5 points, and this guy's worth 3 points. So you had 8 to 16.
okay.
Nope.
Nope.
And then here
Okay,
you
then
had
the
I
next
believe it was a
fire is
1-to-1
here.
shot there. Yeah.
Okay, same thing, I guess.
Yep. And then here you had,
Got a hit there.
yep. And I think that guy's already had a hit, right? Yeah. So we need to increase that. Let me check when the French check. Two,
I,
two, two.
I don't have him as having a hit.
This guy here?
Um, yes. Yeah, I don't have him. Oh, well, there I
He
saw
had
it.
one
Okay,
hit, so now he's got
okay,
two.
now he's got two. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would be at the time you check. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just, and he's going to consolidate, so he would consolidate into one hex there, away from the hex that he got shot at.
Hmm.
And let me see when they say that they're supposed to check morale.
That'd be on the
check
second
on
one.
even losses due to fire attacks. Okay, so let me roll for him. 41. He's happy.
Okay.
All right, you've got
All
something
right.
here. I've got
Yeah.
2 units that are adjacent to you.
Okay. I'll fire into the flank of this guy right here.
Well, remember
To-
we've got refused flank because this is a front.
Oh yeah, right,
side.
right. Okay.
So it'll be a
Right, so
defense of 9. 11, or here a defense of 8.
I'll do the 8, obviously.
Okay.
And I've got.
What have you got there?
I think I got. Hold on. Move them over. Take a look. Wait a minute. Oh, I've only got like.
What is it? Is it skirmish or is
It's
it
just it's a one Jaeger.
1 Jaeger? Okay, so it's going to be a 3 to 8. So
I mean-
it's a 1 to 3 shot.
It's not exactly. You're learning about everybody, but even though they're obscured. Okay, so.
Yeah, but you're presuming I can remember what they are.
Yeah, right. I can't remember either. Okay, there's nothing.
Eric,
Yes.
how do you tell the difference between Landwehr and Musketeers? What are Musketeers?
So the Landwehr have the little Maltese crosses between the movement factor and their increment factor, right?
And the
And
dash-
everybody else has got a dash between
if
them.
they have a dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if they
That
have an
and-
F, then you know that they're a Fusilier. So Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, this time, Eric, I can't do the artillery. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So you've got
Hold on.
this guy
Okay,
here
that guy-
next, I guess.
What's next? Although I could do what I did
I
last
think you
time.
did these two were combined. So I think this guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. I think it was a little less than 1 to 1 because I got a
think
defense
so.
of 16. 'Cause
Okay,
this
so
guy's
I've got
only worth
a
8, and this
yeah. I've
guy's
got 6 and 8, 14
to 16,
to
52. Nope.
no. Okay. Then that guy is not. I tell you, there's very ineffectual fire here. Okay, this Landwehr guy
Okay,
will try to fire
so he's going to have 6 to 14 there.
6 to 14
Nope.
thing. Okay, and this guy will fire.
So he's got 9.
This
to
guy will
9.
fire on the. Yeah, I don't. He's a 3 times 3. He's a 9 to 9.
Yep.
That'd be a 9 to 9, I
Yep,
think.
1 to 1 shot
The
there.
question is, you are okay. Are you effectively in the? You can't be only can be road column if you're on the road, right? Or you're in the sunken road if you're in road column.
So,
Otherwise, you're
no. I'm not
presumed to be
in the sunken road. I am
You're on this-
deployed.
You're on
in
this
the
side of
sunken
it,
road
right?
X, yeah.
This side of it, right?
Yeah.
So does he get a benefit for firing? I thought he gets a benefit, maybe.
So there might be a fire defense. I can't remember. Let me take a look here real quick and see.
Right, because he's effectively in a clear hex there, right?
Yeah, he's in line, so he's got a fire defense of 2.
Or 9, you mean?
Excuse me, 9. And then I don't know if there was anything. I didn't see anything on the charts for sunken road.
Okay. All right,
So
we'll
just
do a
roll the die
9.
and we'll figure it out.
12, that wouldn't have gotten anything.
Yeah.
And now this guy is a 3 times 3.
It's going to be
Versus
9 to 14.
Yeah, nothing. Okay. It.
All right, that sounds like it for our exciting defensive fire. So we'll start with offensive fire. So I've got some stuff that's up here. Oh, this guy shouldn't be. There we go. That guy got flipped somehow. He's not infantry. All right, so I've got these two guns. And they can fire here. So that's going to be 8 plus 6. That's going to be 14 to 14. It's going to be a 1-to-1 shot. And my leader adds in 2. So 1-to-1 with a plus 2. Here we go. That's going to be a hit on your skirmishers there. Or your fusiliers.
Okay. Should they check on odd?
Yeah, so they don't have to worry about anything just yet. These guys are going to fire here. And so let's see what I got. I've got 20 to 16, 1-to-1 shot. That's a miss. All right, and then these guys are worth 12, and then I'll throw in half of this, which is going to be another... Oh, there's only 2 there. Oh, they shouldn't be in. They should just be in 1 hex. All right. So they're just in that hex there. So it's a 12 to 16. And that's a miss. All right, and then I've got a 8 to 11. Nope. And then these guys, I think they are... Yep, so they're going to be 20 to 8, 2.5 to 1. And that's a hit, and that's going to grease those guys.
Okay.
They can go join the rest of their little brethren.
Okay, let me pull down the morale thing. Whoops. Came up on the wrong side, and these guys are first corps. Okay.
All right. Now, I've got... Well, these guys can't fire on you because you're obscured, but these guys can fire on you, so that's going to be another 20. So that's going to be 22. I presume those are skirmishers, 20 to 16, a 1-to-1 shot there.
Right.
46 is a miss. All right. These guys, I mean, they can't shoot at you, but they're going to assault there for what it's worth. These guys are going to shoot there, so I've got 12 to 16. And that's a miss. And then here, I think I've got 12 to 8, 1.5 to 1. And that's a miss. And then here I've got 24 to 20. So that's a 1-to-1 shot there. And that's a miss. All right, and then these guys are going to fire, and I'm pretty sure they are. Yep, they're going to be a 24. 24 to 16, 1.5 to 1. 56, that's going to be a hit on those chaps right there. Are they just 1 increment? Yeah, so they're...
Boy, it didn't take long for those guys to go away. Okay. We lost. Let's see, that's at number 2. Okay, so both those guys just promptly got killed.
Well, you know, it's not easy being around there. All right, now we've got some artillery. So let's see, these guys here. Let's go ahead and flip them back. They're going to fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll fire here. So that's going to be 18 to 6. That's going to be a 3-to-1 shot on those guys.
8, yeah, they're 18.
Well, so at
there's
medium
2 of
range, it's 10 plus 8 is 18.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So there's 2 of them there. So here we go, 3-to-1. 33, I think a 3-to-1 is a hit. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
so
that
those
kills
poor little
them.
guys get greased.
Okay. And they're the first corps. Hey, we're losing those Jaegers. Those Jaegers are going down. Okay.
All right, and then let's see these guys and these guys. Let's see if there's a good shot. What have we got here? Those guys are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medium range, or there. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'll have these guys fire there. So that's going to be 36 to 11. That's going to be 3 to 1. And I think my leader adds in something. Oh, he only adds in a +6. So 3 to 1 with a +6. That's going to be a 45. And 3 to 1 is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And a morale check, I think, for your Fusiliers there. That's their first hit.
Okay.
And they're
30s.
fine.
They're fine.
Yeah. All right.
Probably.
And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. These guys will fire here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 20. 20 to 8. That's going to be 2.5 to 1. And I think my leader adds in 5. So 2.5 to 1 with a +5. That's going to be a 45 at 2.5 to 1. That's also a hit. So you're going to take the hit on the artillery unit since it's stacked on top. And it needs to make a morale check.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there.
Okay.
Okay. Now that was it for my shooting. So now we can do some assaults. So we'll go ahead and try this assault here.
Hold on. Where are you?
I'm here at Saint-Amand-la-Haye, just south of there.
Oh.
This guy going
Okay.
there. So I don't know, how many increments do you have there?
Well, he is a Jaeger, so I don't have to stand in there.
Nope, you could retreat before combat.
And I can retreat into...
Well,
hold on,
I'm formed infantry, so you can retreat. So the rule is that they can retreat, and if they use, let's see here.
I'll go here.
So where do they go?
They can go, how many can they go?
Give me a second, and I'll look it up here real quick. Retreat before melee. Retreat, 1/2 its movement rate, but may not move any closer to the enemy. If a unit retreats more than 1 hex, at the end of its retreat, you put a blank counter indicating it has expended its movement potential for the next turn.
Okay, let's say that I move there, right? And that you move in there. You can assault that. Can you assault that hex?
Yeah, I can then assault the hex that's
And
adjacent.
they would have a chance to do it again then, right?
Well, if you've got skirmishers there, I don't know what you've got there, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
so
skirmishers
I
there.
could advance after you, and then I could declare an assault on that hex.
Right.
So
when does that process end? In other words, I go back both of those.
So then if they retreat back, I can't move forward and do another one. So I can only advance into the hex that was the first hex that was vacated, and then after that, you could continue to move. But the guy that moved there, he needs to move more than that because he can't retreat from combat a second time.
Oh, that's what I was
So
asking.
the first guy
Going back,
who was here, he needs to move back at least a couple of hexes.
he's moved
Up.
back. He's now moved back to here.
Okay, so then go ahead and take the obscured marker off of him because he has been assaulted.
I got to figure out how to. Okay, that's obscured marker. Okay, how do you? Oh, there it is. Okay.
And so then he needs to go down to the bottom of the stack. Or actually, I don't know what is the terrain there. Oh,
That's a special structure.
So he can't actually go into that hex because you can only have one battalion there.
But he could go to there.
Yeah, he could go into this clear terrain here, right? That would be fine.
I'll put him. I'll move him like. Let's see. Whoops. Okay. All right, this guy, now you're going to attack, you're going to try and hit this guy, right?
Yeah. So then this chap, I'll just put a marker on him indicating that he's moved. So you can't move him then next turn because he moved more than 2 hexes or more than 1
And
hex.
that guy is also obscured.
Oh, okay. So that guy's also going to move. Okay.
But he can still move next turn.
Right. So you need to put whoever's on top.
On top is the guy that. Wait a minute. You put. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Now this
So
guy.
kind of change the order of it and.
Yeah, he's the guy that should be on top.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Now where
right. So
you're going?
that's
You
that
don't
one.
have to. Okay.
And then here I've got an assault here from here to there. So.
Okay.
I think I'm coming in on your flank from what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to need to make a pre-melee morale check with like a -12.
Okay.
Plus, I don't know how many increments you have.
I've got. I actually have more than you do. I've got 8.
Okay, so it's a 1 to 2. So you will have a +9 for the odds, but a -12 for getting hit in the flank. So altogether, you
Okay, so -3?
-3.
Okay, here we go. Not very
that's
good.
a bad roll any way you slice it.
Yeah, he disorders. He's a 25. I tried to. Okay, so he's going to disorder. So he'll go back 1, 2.
What's his movement value? I mean, he only goes back 3.
Oh, there. Okay, he goes back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a 3 right there.
So I mean, so it's.
Oh no,
1,
that's
2.
He'll go back there.
Yeah, but he's kind of coming out towards enemy units, right? So it should be that he he should go back here, like there or something.
Oh well, it's 3 hexes, not 3
Yeah.
movement points, right?
Yeah.
So I can take him to the. That's 2 hexes.
Yeah, and then move him 1 more, and then he can displace back. Like I presume these guys are skirmishers here, right? And then he's
Yes.
So go ahead, take the obscured marker off of him, put the disordered marker on him, and then I don't know if there's any Landwehr here, but there's certainly Landwehr there that need to make a roll.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, let's see. Now the Landwehr, I thought it was Landwehr. He didn't go through that Landwehr.
He went near them. He was adjacent to it as he went by. So as he went from here to there to there to there, he's adjacent to those Landwehr, right?
That's any. Okay. I thought it was just Landwehr going by other Landwehr.
Oh no, it's any
All
friendly
right.
unit that routes past the Landwehr. They suddenly go, should we be
Okay.
going that way too?
Here's a check. These are
So they're
good.
happy. Were there
Okay,
any
that's
other
it.
Landwehr that he came adjacent to?
No.
Okay. All right. So that was that. So then now I will advance into the hex, and that will be the end of my combat there. This guy is going to do an assault there. I don't know how many increments you have.
Well, that is Jaegers, and they're just going to go back to.
Okay. All right. I will stay where I'm at. So go ahead, take the obscured marker off of them. Okay. All right. That was it as far as assaults go for me for the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, then check your stuff, and we'll be finished.
Well, no, actually, give me a second here.
Mm,
I'll have these guys assault your Jaegers here.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back under these guys.
Okay, and then these guys will also try to skirmish or assault you here.
Hey, you're 4, right?
I've got 5. And
You
you've got
okay.
3.
3. Well, don't see any reason why. Yeah, I don't see any reason to hang in there for that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Then these guys will advance into that hex, and we will not do any further assaults.
Okay. Do you
All
have
right.
anybody?
I
don't have
think
any
I've got
disorder in it,
anybody
huh?
who's disordered at the moment. Give it time, though. Okay. So that takes care of things with me. I don't know how David is
All right.
doing.
Let's see how they're doing.
I think they're back in the room with us. Nope, they're still doing stuff down
Huh?
in their part of the universe. Let's head down to Coalition Room 1. Come on. There we go.
Kirk coming down.
Hey,
Yep.
guys.
I just
Hey,
How's it going in your part of the universe?
good. We're just trying to learn the rules.
Okay, so we've finished everything on our part of the world. What is the question?
Oh no, we're working on retreat before combat. I have these Jaegers here that can retreat before combat, so they can move up to half their movement phase. But can they just move over other units, right?
So yeah, I mean the Jaegers, they're a company. So as long as you don't, so usually companies don't affect stacking, except for the number of increments that you can have, right? So they can move over stuff.
Okay.
They
We'll move them they're here then.
Yeah. And so if they had an obscured marker on them, you'd remove the obscured marker. David could advance into the hex, and then assault anything that's adjacent if he wanted to. And then what you want to do is you want to mark that Jaeger unit as having been moved, so then you can't move it again in the next turn. So we'd actually...
You know what? We'll just do this. We'll move it back here, and then I'll put a blank marker on top. How do I get a blank marker?
Oh, I've
We'd,
lost
we'd
my.
actually grab the little howitzer markers and use those because we don't really have any other kind of blank markers.
It's kind of a
per
pejorative marker.
se.
Makes it look like you're bombing my units. I don't approve of that.
Well, you're the only ones with howitzers in this game, so you're the one who would be dropping bombs on people, presumably.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
all right. So then David could advance into the hex that was vacated, and then lead an assault on either potentially this or this.
If I advance, do I have to assault or don't I?
You don't have to. You can just advance into the vacated hex.
All right. Nah. Okay. We'll keep it at that.
Okay. And then
Alright.
where else did you have assaults?
Okay, so now the next one is I've got this and this assaulting there.
Okay. So is that also skirmishers, Robert? Or is that
That's
No, they're obscured landwehr.
okay?
In line.
Line.
How many increments are in that hex?
Well, I have 9 increments, so
So you'd
let's
have
just say
4 and
5.
a half. So
5.
yeah. So and he's going to have. So it's going to be 4. It's going to be 8 to 5. So it's just a straight up 1-to-1 attacking there. And so you're
So
just going to make
at the
your
minus.
you make your morale check. You don't have any penalties, so just go ahead and roll and see what you get, Robert.
Oh, I roll first?
Yeah, defender always rolls first.
Okay. Oh, where'd my unit go? He disappeared off of there. Where'd he go?
He's right there.
But there's now just the obscure marker. What happened to the unit?
I don't know. There he is.
Oh, there he is. How did that happen?
It's a miracle.
That's strange.
All right.
Okay.
So you're going to make your morale check.
Okay, 32. Okay,
42. So he passes. So then, David, you're going to make your morale check. You will have a -3 for the odds, right?
Okay.
And then you'll
yeah.
have a -6 for assaulting the thing. So this guy is going to have a -9 attacking there, and then this guy would have a -7 on his check.
All right. So we'll do this guy first,
So he's
Oh, there.
happy. He's going in.
and the other guy. Oop,
26. So -7. That's going to be, I don't know what his morale is. It's
22.
a 22. So no, he's going to disorder. So you'll move him back 3 hexes.
And 1, 2, 3, and mark him disordered.
Correct. And then you do your calculations. So Robert, you're going to have whatever half of your morale is, or melee. So 21, so that's going to be, 10 and a half. And so it's going to be a 1 to 2.
Cool.
1 to 2.
Uh,
And because I was obscured, it's a -10.
No. So you're just going to roll and then see what you get. So a 44 is a blank. So on 1 to 2, a blank is All attackers and defenders retreat 1 hex. There is no loss for either attacker or defender.
Okay.
So the
Now,
defender retreats first, so you need to go back.
1. Now the question is, this is involuntary movement, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to have to make a morale. I'm going to have to make a morale check for all of the Prussians next
No,
to me,
no,
right?
no. So all of that Landwehr stuff,
There's a
that
Landwehr
has
right
to
behind.
do with. So that has to do with movement that is either disordered or routed. So just you retreating back as a result of the combat they're not disordered, they're not routed. You are going to have an issue though with stacking.
So it's involuntary though. So I would think I would have to. It's not my choice, so that's why I was thinking I'd have to make morale checks for all this stuff.
So the difference has to do with how the language is. So if the rules, the scenario rules are presuming that you're playing with the 5th edition rules, in which case involuntary movement is strictly speaking disordered and route, right?
Okay.
So therefore you weren't disordered, you weren't routed. It doesn't count as involuntary movement. You're just going to displace back to somewhere where you could stack. And so let's take a look and see. So you could go into that hex there because it's a village hex, and you could have up to, I think, 18 increments in a village. And so you'd have 9 plus 9, you'd have 18 in that hex right there.
Okay.
And
so
that,
we'll just
yeah.
Stack them up then.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more salt here. I'm gonna these 3. We'll salt that heck.
Okay. So you've got. So what do you have here, Robert?
We have some Fusiliers there.
Are they in skirmish or are they in line?
They're in skirmish
So
order.
they
can
could retreat before combat. Yep.
Do I have let me see. Their movement is 8, so they're equal to, so they can.
So in the premier rules, skirmishers can always retreat from formed infantry, regardless of the movement point differential.
Okay. So they will have to go back. Or do they stand and fight against how many increments? 4, 8, 13 increments. And I would only be able to use half of them, right?
If they're going to stay and fight, yeah. So you'd have just this hex. So half of it, and then they're in skirmish order. They're halved again. So I don't know how many factors you'd have, but
no, that's kind of suicidal.
Yeah, okay. Usually speaking.
Yeah. Okay. So we will have to move them back.
So take the obscured marker off.
And then we'll retreat these guys back here and put another one of those funky counters on.
Right, and you need to take them out of. Yeah, there we go. I'll grab one.
There's got to be a blank counter.
Actually, they've got the die roll count. Just one that looks like the little die, but they don't have just a blank one.
What a big oversight, huh? Okay.
All right.
So that's. Oh, and let's put this.
So then, what you could do, you could advance into that hex if you wanted to, David.
Yeah.
And you can't really assault because the unit that's there is this one here, and it can only be assaulted through this hex here because of where the gate is.
We actually bricked up the gate too. So there's
Right.
no gate. There's actually no gate.
Now, can I change my facing in that one too?
If you
When I move-
advance
I-
in there, you would be in, presumably in line, so you could advance one
Right.
of the units in. You would kind of keep whatever your current orientation is, kind of a thing.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
There.
Okay. All right.
Good
Did you
idea.
have any other?
I'm trying to think, is that a good idea? I don't know how thrilled I am with that.
You're in line there.
Yeah, he was in line before he moved in, so.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I want to go forward, so I'll stay back. And that's where he was. Okay, there. Albert, you took a casualty over here. If you want to roll for him. Albert's still there.
He rolled a 43, so even though it's Landwehr cavalry, they probably are better than a 43. Only slightly better. Only slightly better.
All right.
All right, so you've got
I
at
got
least
the
one
one
unit
disorder.
that you need to roll for, yeah.
5.
45. Yeah, he's got the leader and everything else. He should be fine.
They're happy.
The disorder comes off.
Yep. Napoleon is looking through his spyglass, saying,
Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Now. We
Yep.
can hear you now, Albert.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, cool. I think that kind of takes care of things for the French 220 turn. So
All right.
if we want, we could wrap it up here. So this is not bad. We managed to get through
A whole
you know,
turn.
a whole turn
turn.
of sorts in about 2
Celebrate.
hours. So that's what we call successful.
Yeah.
And we got reacquainted with stuff. So I should be available to play next week. I hope everybody else is too.
Ooh, let me
Yep.
check my
I
calendar.
should-
I think I'm good.
Let me check my calendar.
Yeah, and then probably starting here maybe in October, I might need to start playing at like 7 o'clock. I'll be driving back from Pasadena, and so I might not be able to get home by 6:30, maybe 6:45 or so. So that means that we would just start, at 7 Pacific time, which is I guess what 9 o'clock in Dallas.
That's
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And
so-
that's fine for me too.
well, yeah, I know you're the night owl, David.
Well, that and you know,
I don't think
Plus,
I don't
it
have
gives
to
you
worry
time
about-
to get back from your karate
my keto.
lesson, right? Yeah.
Yep, from the keto. So.
David sleeps.
I mean, we were playing StarCraft until I guess it was like 1 o'clock in East Coast time. And
Well,
David
last
is-
night.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, well, cool. I'll go ahead and end the live stream then.
Yeah, I'm
And,
okay for next week and the week after.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week, I